Hello everyone, welcome to the University of Hertfordshire. My name is Dr. Shan Goh. I'm one of 4 admissions tutors for Biosciences, and I've prepared a short video to give you an idea of what it would be like to study Biosciences at UH. I'm a Senior Lecturer in Microbiology from the Department of Biological and Environmental Sciences. And I will take you through some additional information on what to expect from this university. There are 5 biosciences courses offered at UH: biochemistry, biological sciences, biomedical science, molecular biology, and pharmacology. All 5 courses are accredited by the Royal Society of Biology, and for biomedical science is additionally accredited by the Institute of Biomedical Science. Accreditation criteria require evidence that graduates from the programs meet defined sets of learning outcomes set by the accreditation bodies. These are to conduct a final year project, develop transferable skills, gain a solid foundation in maths, statistics, chemistry, and physics, and gain the specific knowledge appropriate to the degree title. For the Institute of Biomedical Science, graduates who have completed a training portfolio are eligible for state registration as a biomedical scientist and will gain membership to the Institute of Biomedical Science. Graduates without a portfolio cannot be registered as a biomedical scientist but can work towards this while they are employed in the healthcare area as a trainee. Here is an overview of our bioscience courses. In the first year, it is a multidisciplinary year providing a solid foundation in biological sciences. The modules that are taken in your first year are common across all 5 courses, and this is extremely useful because it allows students to transfer between bioscience courses in the second year if they feel that is appropriate. In the second year, you will then be working in specialisms in your degree area, and in addition to that, you will have core modules. So, for example, bioscience research methods and molecular and cell biology are core modules across all of the courses. After completing your second year, you have the option to do a placement year or study abroad. This will be a supervised year of work-based learning, if it is placement, or a year of study modules in a university overseas. In order to apply for a placement year or a study abroad, students will have to look out for advertisements and apply to them as appropriate. They will then have to go through a shortlisting process as well as an interview. We encourage all of our students to apply for placement or study abroad. These are competitive, and students are not guaranteed a placement or a study abroad offer. In the final year, based on advanced specialisms, students will also have the opportunity to take part in a unique research project. The final year projects offered here are unique as we match student interests to supervisors, and projects are often novel. They are always real projects rather than mock projects with fixed outcomes that some other universities would run. Here is a list of the 6 modules you will study here. They are split into Semester A, Semester B, and Semester AB modules. In Semester A, you could be doing chemistry for biological sciences. If you are studying biomedical science, biological science, molecular biology, or pharmacology. If you are studying biochemistry, then instead of chemistry for biological science, you will be studying molecular structure and reactivity. This is a more advanced chemistry module, and it is a core biochemistry module. However, this module is also open to others. If you feel that you have a real interest in chemistry and you meet the requirements to study MSR. Another semester A module is Cell and Microbiology. In this module, students will start to appreciate the relationship between cell structure and function, and also understand the key processes of DNA replication to form appropriate proteins. In semester B, you will study core biochemistry. This module deals with protein structure and enzyme kinetics, biochemical pathways in the cells of our body, and this is relevant to in-depth metabolic pathway studies in the second year, which will relate to diagnostic investigations. Another semester B module is molecular biology and genetics. This module will help students to understand genetic material, following on from cell and microbiology by introducing mutations of genes, inheriting these, thus discussing disorders which result from mutations, and also become familiar with molecular-based techniques. There are two modules that run in both semester A and B. This is practical and transferable skills, and human physiology with pharmacology. Practical and transferable skills, or PTS as we like to call it, is a module that teaches students many practical and transferable skills that can be applied across all modules, not only in first year, but also in second and final years. The personal tutoring system is embedded within PTS. Human physiology and pharmacology is a very big module that covers the major organ systems of the body, such as the cardiovascular and blood system, digestive system, respiratory, reproductive and immune system, nervous system, and muscles. The teaching methods that will be used can be summarized as core lectures, laboratory or workshops, and personal tutor groups. Each of these are organized in slightly different formats. For core lectures, this is done usually with the entire cohort in a very large lecture theatre. For laboratory and workshops, this tends to be split, so the cohort will be split into groups of maybe 60 to 70 students. This is to enable students to fit into the laboratories that have a capacity of between 60 to 70 students. It is also to allow students to participate in more interactive workshops. The cohort will be split further into smaller groups for personal tutor group meetings. These are typically between 6 to 10 students per tutor group. In level 4 and level 5, you will have the same personal tutor, but in level 6, you will go with a different tutor who will supervise you in your final year projects. UH also supports you in study needs agreement if that is necessary. So this is for students with specific learning preferences. This will have to be agreed with the student center. UH is moving towards lecture capture for all of our lectures. At the moment, most lectures that are run in very large lecture theatres are being recorded automatically and made available for students. In the smaller lecture theatres, these are not yet all video enabled, but the university is moving towards that. UH also has an excellent Life and Medical Science academic support unit where they run workshops and training sessions to support the learning of students in our school. And finally, we have a student centre that looks after student well-being. I'd next like to talk a little bit about how sessions are timetabled in our courses here at UH. Often we get asked by students who need to work part-time when are the best days for them to do so. And the answer to that is it's very difficult to predict because the timetable changes from week to week. And our advice to students would be to do part-time work on the weekends when there are no timetabled sessions. In this slide is an example of the timetable for a Semester A module, Cell and Microbiology. Often the sessions are organized in blocks. So you will see the day on the left, and across the top is the time. Each grey box is a session, and the academic week is indicated on the left. So, for example, the grey box in Monday, starting at 11 and finishing at 12, has week 20 written on the side. And this particular session, which is a workshop, will take place in Lecture Theatre LF 231. If we look at another session on Monday, between the weeks of 10 to 19, that is also a workshop that will be occurring in Lecture Theatre E350. The way in which cohorts get split up into workshops or practicals is quite random, and therefore it is quite possible for students to be in the same cohort as their friends but not have the same timetable. I'd also like to point out that teaching sessions can start as early as 9 and finish as late as 6. On some days, you may have a very sparse timetable, so perhaps only 1 or 2 sessions in a day, but other days you may have a very packed schedule with back-to-back sessions, and this does change from week to week. The way in which we communicate with our students is through a module website. This is an example module website for the module Practical and Transferable Skills. This is the first page or the landing page of the module website. You will see on the left-hand side a panel with different sections. We are currently at the home section, but in the announcement section is where we will make announcements to students. One of the most important sections is the units section. In the units section is where students have access to details that are important for the module, such as the timetable, as well as any teaching material, any lectures, any handouts. Now, if I move to the units section, I will see something like this. The unit section is organized according to the academic week. So, for example, Unit 6, Week 14 is where standard curves and maths is being taught. And under this week, we see there are 3 items there for students to view. Microscopy practical images, which is a PowerPoint slide, as well as standard curves, which is again a PowerPoint slide. There's also a maths lecture description. Going to this page will enable students to view as well as download any material that is on for that week. Lectures and workshops and any materials related to these sessions will be posted at least 24 hours ahead of the actual lesson so that students can have the opportunity to have a look at the slides and be prepared, or at least know what they will be studying before the session. If we look under the assignments section, we will see a list of assignments for that particular module. Here is an example of the Bradford essay report, which is an assignment for PTS. This page contains a description of the assignment, as well as guidance on how to prepare for the assignment. It shows you when when the assignment is due, the date and the time, as well as when the portal is open from and when it will close. Assignments that are submitted through this portal will be marked online via SpeedGrader, and marks will be released only to the student who has submitted the work. Most of our assignments are managed online. There are many different forms of assessments that we have. Depending on the module, it can have up to 50% of the module weighted on exam results and the rest of it weighted on coursework. Here is a list of different types of coursework. They may be in the form of a progress test, or data interpretation, reports, abstracts, seminars, posters, or viva. Different types of coursework and different formats will assess students' abilities to interpret data and analyze them. Also, help them build skills in scientific writing, in communicating scientific ideas orally, teach them to work as a team and to be organized, to be creative, as well as to be confident. This slide shows a small selection of the companies and organizations that partner with us for placements. We have a placements tutor that looks after the whole process. And in addition to having a supervisor at your placement workplace, you will be assigned a UH supervisor that will visit you occasionally just to ensure that you're going all right. Towards the end of your placement, you'll be invited to present a poster of your work carried out during your placement, and this poster session is held at UH, and it's often really fun. Students also have the opportunity to apply for study abroad. Study abroad is different from placements. Firstly, in that you will be going overseas. Secondly, in that you will be undertaking a taught course in that university. The modules of the course that you will undertake in the overseas university is dependent on the university and what they will allow you to take on. Most of the time, they will be compatible but different to what is being offered at UH. Most of the time, they will be second-year modules sometimes they will be final year modules, and sometimes there will be a combination of the two. It is a great opportunity to go on study abroad because many universities will be charging very different tuition fees. However, you will not be liable to pay those fees as a study abroad student with a partner university. They are covered as part of your tuition fee with UH. You can see on the slide the distribution of our partner universities in 42 countries. However, I'd like to mention that not every partner university offers biosciences. So please visit the website link shown in this slide in order to find out which universities offers bioscience courses that you can apply to. In terms of career possibilities, I've listed some general careers that are applicable to all bioscience graduates, such as research scientist, scientific advisor, technician, research assistant, and journalists. Also, graduates from UH can pursue further education either in master's or PhD, or postgrad dentistry or graduate entry medicine, or postgrad certificate in education. There are many other career possibilities that are open to bioscience graduates. It is quite difficult to list them all simply because there are so many transferable skills that bioscience graduates can use in order to pursue their career trajectory. I would suggest that if you were very interested in looking at specific types of jobs, to have a look on the internet and to have a look at some of the job descriptions that are being advertised for bioscience graduates. For me, as a microbiologist, I had completed a degree in biological science. I thought it might be useful to talk a little bit about my scientific career, just as an example of where a bioscience degree can lead to. I'm originally from Singapore. I completed my secondary school there, and then I moved to Western Australia and did a final year of my high school, after which I enrolled at the University of Western Australia to do a biological science degree. I obtained a first class honours and I carried on to do a PhD there on a scholarship. After my time at UWA, I moved back to Singapore and worked at the National University of Singapore as a postdoc. I then worked at the Bioprocessing Technology Institute as a postdoctoral scientist. And then after spending about 2.5 years in Singapore as a postdoc, I moved to the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm. It was a very interesting time for me in Stockholm. Karolinska Institute is where the Nobel Prize for Medicine panel sits, and I was able to listen to the talks of many of these shortlisted scientists who were going for Nobel Prize in Medicine. After postdocing at the Karolinska Institute for about 3 years, I then went to the Royal Veterinary College in the UK as a postdoc. and I worked on antimicrobials against zoonotic pathogens. After quite a number of years at the RVC, I finally applied to be a lecturer at the University of Hertfordshire, and here I am now. So let's get back to why you should choose UH for biosciences. I think there are many things positive about UH that I have mentioned so far academically, but I would like to talk a little bit about the facilities and the student life that you will experience. The university campus is very safe and it is quite convenient. It is located not very far, a train ride from London. We have new student accommodation and a sports village. We have a learning resource centre that is open 24/7. We also have a campus GP. There are spiritual facilities as well as a nursery. As I've mentioned, we have a student centre that looks after students and their well-being, and a very supportive career guidance centre. The Career Guidance Centre is accessible even to alumni. So after you have graduated from UH, you will still be able to receive career guidance from the Career Centre for up to 3 years after you've graduated. UH has many different societies and a student union that is extremely active. Also, we have the forum where students come together and relax. So why choose biosciences at UH? Well, we offer accredited degrees, and this should be an important consideration for employment. We have excellent lecturers and staff, many of whom are world leaders in their area of research, and many of them who have industry and clinical experience, and this is important for passing on to students. Our course is very practical skills focused. We offer placements and study abroad across a wide number of organizations and countries. Our graduates have a very high employability rate, and we have excellent and new facilities in the science building. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you do have any questions, please feel free to write to any of us at askbio@hearts.ac.uk, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Please also have a look at our website, because that is where you can get the most up-to-date information about our courses and requirements. For those of you who are interested in study abroad, please visit the study abroad site. You can also write to studyabroad@hearts.ac.uk with any queries. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.